Falcon Weekly. After a weekend filled with violence on the campaign trail, Donald Trump is drawing criticism from his fellow candidates. Find out how it could impact voters in Tuesday's primaries.
And some UM students found a nasty surprise in their dorm room. See what you can do to help fix these maintenance issues on campus.
Plus, we're all guilty of multitasking, but it can be bad for your health. Hear why in today's Health Minute. Falcon Weekly starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Falcon Weekly. I'm Corey Graffio.
And I'm Hope Finley. Thanks so much for joining us. Voters in Florida, Ohio, Illinois, Missouri, North Carolina, and the Northern Mariana Islands get their chance to make their voices heard tomorrow on the presidential race.
But will recent violent protests on the campaign trail impact who voters will choose when they go to the polls tomorrow? Diane Gallagher has a preview of Super Tuesday number 3.
Don't worry, you're not going to get beat up at my rally.
As the candidates make their last-minute pitches to voters in yet another round of Super Tuesday states,
tomorrow, North Carolina, you have to go out and vote.
It isn't just the stakes that are high, so are tensions. Violence has been documented at a number of Donald Trump events since last year, but it all appeared to boil over this weekend as fights forced Trump to cancel a planned rally in Chicago Friday, and Secret Service prevented a protester from getting near Trump the next day. Republicans and Democrats alike blame Trump and his rhetoric.
I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
If you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them, would you?
For creating a dangerous atmosphere.
This is a man who in rallies has told his supporters to basically beat up the people who are in the crowd.
Donald Trump is literally inciting violence with his supporters.
Trump saying his campaign is not to blame.
There's no violence.
A Monmouth University poll released today found that, in fact, incidents like what happened in Chicago may actually be helping Trump's numbers. Twice as many Florida primary voters said it made them more likely to support Trump than less likely. And experts say that no matter who is at fault, this is a dangerous precedent.
It's an invitation for someone else to say, hey, look what I can do. I can go out there and I can disrupt his speech, I can cause this chaos and cause all this drama.
In Washington, Diane Gallagher.
House Speaker Paul Ryan, who hasn't endorsed a Republican candidate, told Wisconsin radio station Monday that he found the images from this weekend's Trump events very concerning and that the candidates need to take responsibility for the environment at their rallies.
In a little lighter campaign news, the presidential candidates don't agree on much, but one thing that they are all in agreement on is that Oreo cookies should be made in the U.S.
Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, and Bernie Sanders are speaking out against a move by the maker of Oreos. Mondelez International, which owns Nabisco, plans to cut 600 jobs at a Chicago Oreo cookie factory and move many of those positions to Mexico. As part of a $130 million investment, the company built state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities in Salinas, Mexico. Trump has vowed to never eat another Oreo cookie if production is moved out of the U.S. During this campaign cycle, we've seen more gifts made of the candidates than ever before. Coming up on The Buzz, see how they're changing the way voters and candidates interact online.
An Alabama prison is on lockdown after multiple stabbings and a riot over the weekend. A Friday night fight at Hallman Prison in Atmore quickly escalated following the stabbing of a correctional officer and the prison warden. An inmate captured the riot on camera and posted it online. Inmates also started a fire in a hallway outside of the housing unit. Officials say another stabbing happened Monday morning when one inmate stabbed another with a makeshift weapon. No word on when the lockdown will be lifted. Turning to campus news, some UM students are fighting mold in their dorm room.
Falcon Weekly's Hannah Bell shows us how they've gotten part of the problem fixed, but all of the mold isn't gone yet.
Sydney Fields says she has always loved the comfortable feel of Hanson Residence Hall.
I just love the hardwood floors, and it just feels a lot more homey than the rest of the dorms that I've lived in.
But recently, she and her roommate experienced something that did not feel like home.
I went to go make my bed, and my sheets were wet, and then I looked in the corner, and it was just covered in black mold. Very deep in the corner is where most of the mold was, right here.
Field's bed had been in the corner of her room where black mold had been growing from a small hole in the wall where moisture was leaking in. She also found mold growing in her air conditioning unit. As soon as she discovered the mold, Fields filled out a work order with the physical plant, who came by to treat it the next morning. Residence Assistant Olivia Ricks is familiar with the issue.
That is one situation that I always hear about, mold.
If you find that you're having any issues with mold in your room, submit a work order. And Rick says it's a very good idea to include plenty of photos of the affected area in your work order. That way the physical plant knows exactly what to look for.
And they'll clean it up, and then a lot of times they'll put a dehumidifier in the room to try to stop the problem.
To stop or prevent mold growth, the CDC recommends running your air conditioner and using a dehumidifier, since mold tends to grow in warm, damp environments. Fields still regularly cleans spots that grow on her blinds and windowsill. She says she's not experiencing health issues from the mold, but the CDC says it is possible for mold to cause a variety of symptoms, like wheezing and shortness of breath, and sensitive eyes and skin. Reporting for Falcon Weekly, I'm Hannah Bell.
You can submit a work order for maintenance issues on the Legacy website.
A new major is coming to Montevallo next fall. There is currently a minor available in environmental studies, but starting in the fall of 2016, students will be able to major in the subject. There will be an informational meeting held on March 22nd at 5 p.m. in the Tower for all students who are interested. If you can't attend the meeting, contact Dr. Susan Kaplow for more information about the new ES major. Apple products have always been thought to be much safer than PCs, but that belief is changing after some Mac computers were compromised by software that allows cybercriminals to hold your data hostage until you pay them a ransom. Falcon Weekly's Courtney Similian has the details on how to ensure the safety of your device.
In early March, Apple's operating system was breached by a virus called Ransomware for the very first time. With MacBooks and iPhones around every corner, this news came as a surprise. Many people, including Montevallo students, still have no idea their Apple devices could get a virus.
I didn't even really know it happened.
Apple has had a solid reputation for safety for many years. Liana Rowland is a PC user, but is intrigued by Macs and their great record.
And I've also heard that Macs last close to forever, so I've really considered getting one.
Although viruses and ransomware may not be something Mac users often think about, it is important to know the facts. I spoke to Montevallo Chief Information Officer Craig Gray, who told me that the reason Apple products haven't been targeted more in the past is because there were simply fewer of them. But now that Apple is starting to catch up to PC, this is beginning to change. With ransomware attacks on the rise, Gray had some tips on how to keep your technology safe. First, make sure you always have updated virus protection on your computer or device. Also, never click or respond to emails that have suspicious links or ask for your username or password. And virus protection isn't just for computers.
I even have virus protection on my phone.
There are a variety of antivirus apps for both iOS and Android devices. Many of them provide basic protection for free, but do charge for upgrades. Reporting for Falcon Weekly, I'm Courtney Similian.
Any student on campus who suspects their computer has been compromised should call the Solution Center at extension 6512. You might want to take a close look in your freezer.
Nestle USA is recalling a number of its frozen meal products. They include DiGiorno Thin and Crispy Spinach and Garlic Pizza and Stouffer's Chicken Lasagna, as well as several varieties of Lean Cuisine frozen meals. Officials with the company say there may be small pieces of glass inside these foods. No injuries related to this recall have been reported. Customers can return these items for a full refund. More information is posted on Nestle's website.
Nissan is recalling more than 47,000 electric Leafs in the U.S. and Canada over potential brake problems. The National Highway Transportation Safety Administration says cold weather can cause a relay within the car's brakes to booster to fail. The brakes still work, but they are harder to use. Nissan will let Leaf owners know if they need to repair. Dealers will reprogram necessary software for free. The recall includes Leaf's models from years 2013 through 2015.
Facebook says it receives more than 1 million complaints every day about policy violations. The company's head of policy management said that those reports include allegations of hate speech posted on Facebook. She said it can be tricky to separate free speech from preaching hate, but the company usually draws a line when a post attacks people based on their individual characteristics. The Facebook executive also said posts that encourage physical violence are usually reviewed first. Those reviews are currently done by trained employees. The executive couldn't say how many questionable posts usually get removed from Facebook.
We all do it, texting while walking, sending emails while talking to a coworker, and studying while spending time on social media.
Multitasking is part of our daily lives, but in today's Health Minute, Mary Maloney explains why juggling so many things at once can do more harm than good.
Contrary to popular belief, multitasking doesn't always save time. In most cases, it will probably take you longer to finish 2 or more projects than it would to finish each one separately. Experts say that when switching between tasks, you're more likely to make mistakes, especially if what you're working on involves a lot of critical thinking. Researchers from the University of California say it's not only the physical act of multitasking that can stress you out, but also the consequences. Bombing an exam or failing to perform at work can lead to self-esteem issues or even depression. Multitasking can even affect how much you eat. Eating while distracted means you may eat too much too quickly, or that you won't fully remember the feeling of eating and being full. Because of that, you might be picking up the fork again too soon. Experts say each task requires a specific mindset, and once you get started, you should commit to the end. For today's Health
Tune
Minute,
in to Falcon
I'm Mary
Weekly this Thursday to see some more helpful tips to relieve stress and boost your health. Some members of Montevallo's National Broadcasting Society chapter are in Los Angeles for the annual NBS convention.
Falcon Weekly's Courtney Boyd is in LA with a look at some of this year's activities.
I'm here in Los Angeles, California for the annual National Broadcasting Society convention. Our students are here learning a lot about their department and even more about their field. Montevallo's very own NBS chapter is in LA for the convention, but they're doing so much more than sitting through seminars. They're sightseeing, making on-the-spot videos for competitions, and most of all, they're learning the true art of mass communication and everything it holds for them. For first-time NBS member Elizabeth Reinhardt, this is an experience she's never had before.
Today was the first day we had actual sessions. It was really great because we got to sit in at the sports session. Obviously, that is like my dream job. And the guys in there just gave me their LinkedIn information and told me, hit me up on LinkedIn, give me your resume, give me your reel tape, give me your email address, give me anything. I can set you up, maybe not now, 6 years, you'll have me as a connection.
Others, such as NBS President Haley Myers, has taken on LA before with NBS, but she says the experience could never get old.
It's nice to have that reinforcement that you're on the right track. You know this, so you're good to go.
We still have a lot ahead of us here in LA. Be sure to check out the Falcon Weekly Facebook page next week to see the students' full trip and everything they experienced. Reporting for Falcon Weekly, I'm Courtney Boyd.
Thanks, Courtney. Several video projects submitted by NBS students and faculty sponsors are in the running for national production competitions. Those results will be announced in the next few days. Good luck to all the finalists. Remember, there's more news online 24/7. Just search for UN Falcon Weekly on Facebook and Twitter to see more stories and news updates throughout the week.
Thrill seekers will have a new way to get an adrenaline rush at Six Flags Over Georgia. Coming up, see how the amusement park is going high-tech with their new roller coaster.
Also, skip walking your dog at the park. Instead, let your dog give you a ride. Those stories and more when Falcon Weekly returns for the buzz.
And now it's time to talk about some trending stories.
Falcon Weekly's Ann-Leah Nance and Brianna Rose join us for the buzz. What have you got for us today, Ann-Leah?
Thank you, Hope. Ted Cruz will forever make moose antlers, Donald Trump will forever make faces, and CNN's Jenny Moose will forever enjoy the oddball moments from the 2016 presidential campaign as they're played in an endless loop. Take a look.
It's happened again.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Oh, yes, it did.
Not gonna happen.
Another campaign moment turned into an endless loop. Just like when that eagle pecked Donald Trump or Bernie Sanders. Danced his way onto Ellen. The New York Times declared political GIFs are the new sound bites this campaign season. GIF, graphics interchange format, animated looping images only seconds long. And though there's a never-ending argument over how to pronounce the word, the inventor says it should be GIF, not GIF, GIF, as in the peanut butter. I was turned into a GIF in a matter of moments.
Voila.
No one's more GIFable than this guy. GIFs and 6-second vines. Donald Trump just did every emoji face on your phone in 7 seconds.
He wouldn't want, quote, such a hothead with his finger on the nuclear codes.
The COO of a company called Giphy, with a hard G, says politicians are getting more savvy.
Candidates turning themselves into sort of like visual language, so like shrugging or finger guns or brushing your shoulders off like Hillary Clinton did.
Her campaign tweeted out a dismissive gesture from the Benghazi hearings as a response to what was said at a Republican debate. Reacting to another GOP debate, she rubbed her temples. Marco Rubio became a GIF when he desperately grabbed for a bottle of water. Then Donald Trump's imitation of Rubio likewise became a GIF. But don't expect any context.
Not gonna happen!
The Cruz moosier moment came when he imitated his daughter, reacting to a TV commentator saying it would be a disaster for Cruz if Trump won Texas.
Jumps up on the couch, sticks both fingers in her ears and goes, not gonna happen! Not gonna happen!
You can expect these to happen and happen and happen and live on in cyberspace till the end of time.
Please clap.
Jeannie Mo, CNN.
Not gonna happen!
New York.
Not gonna happen!
All right, guys. So, what are some of y'all favorite campaign gifts?
I think my favorite one is of Donald Trump, like making all the faces and how they compared it to like the emoji faces. I thought that was funny.
That was really funny. I like the Ted Cruz where he's talking about his daughter doing not gonna happen, not gonna happen. Like that one's just funny. So.
I like the Donald Trump one where he's like has thrown out the water bottle.
I personally like the not gonna happen one.
Yeah,
I could personally see like my little cousin telling me that after I tell him to go to bed.
Do y'all like say it GIF or GIF though? Like I know that's a big debate too.
GIF.
I say GIF.
I say GIF too.
See, I say GIF.
Well, if they wanted to be called GIF, I guess they would have replaced it with a J. But
that's very true.
I guess that's a big debate. That'll be for next Falcon Weekly. All right. All right. So one amusement park is adding virtual reality to the twists and turns. Get ready for a trip to cyberspace. Six Flags Over Georgia reveals North America's first virtual reality roller coaster. The theme park paired with Samsung and Oculus VR for the new thrill ride. While going on the coaster, you get to wear a VR headset that sends you to a digital world with lasers, aliens, and explosions. Wow, talk about a trip that's out of this world. So, would y'all personally go on this ride?
Honestly, no.
Count me out. Gosh, why not? I would love it. It's such like an adrenaline rush. Like, I just
But
think
look
it'd be so
at
much
that,
fun.
like all those little people shooting at you and stuff. Nah,
That's the fun part of it.
Yeah, that'd be the fun part.
Nah.
What about you,
Just
Corey?
watching the video makes me sick. So I don't want any part of it.
I would love it. Love to shoot an alien. Always my dream. All right, in the other news, Universal Studios Hollywood announces that they are building a permanent attraction that will be based off the TV series The Walking Dead. The walkthrough maze of the show will combine live performers, animatronics, and will focus on the zombie walkers. The attraction is set to open this coming summer and is not intended for children under 13. So, if y'all were given the opportunity, would y'all go to this attraction?
Most definitely. I'm a big Walking Dead fan. Like, if The Walking Dead were to happen, like in real life, I'm ready.
Oh, see, I'm not a Walking Dead fan at all. Like, I've never even seen one of the shows. Yeah, I don't know. I just never got into the hype. But if that does actually happen, we're going to be best friends.
Yep.
I'm just going to pair up with you.
Everybody just call around Brianna. She'll save us.
I got you.
I don't do scary movies. Well, I do scary movies, and I love The Walking Dead, but I don't do like haunted houses. I just can't. It's too real for me.
Well, I've personally never watched The Walking Dead, but I would love to go to the little haunted attractions. It's something about being scared. Just so awesome.
No, thank you.
And now for the next story. No snow, no problem. A dog sled racing group is mushing forward on dry land. Members of the Southwest Michigan Husky Club harness their dogs to trek across dry land by foot or on wheels. The club has racing categories for dogs and runners or bicyclists and specialized scooter rigs. The mushers use traditional sled dog racing calls to instruct the dogs on which way to go. Members say any dog can participate, and races are held as long as it's not over 65 degrees. So, what are y'all thoughts on that one?
Honestly, I have a miniature schnauzer, and he's so tiny, but he thinks he's so big. Like, you take him outside, he pulls you. I would definitely sign him up. Like, he can pull me all day long.
That would be a sight to see.
I just want to say how cute the dogs are. Like, I would just want a puppy. Like, I would do it if I had a dog, but, I don't have one.
It makes me want a husky.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I could definitely see myself having a little dog swimming me through the summer. It's beautiful. And that's it for today's Buzz, and we shall turn it back into the hands of Corey and Hope.
Still ahead, we have the latest in Montevallo athletics.
Coming up, see highlights from the heartbreaking loss of this weekend's men's NCAA tournament. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Falcon Fever. I'm Elijah McCutcheon with a look at this week's sports. The men's basketball team suffered a heartbreaking loss against Wingate on Saturday. The NCAA Division II Southeast quarterfinals game went into overtime with Wingate scoring the game point. The final score for the game was 89-88. The Falcons ended the season with a 19-10 record. The baseball team played Miles College on Tuesday at Rickwood Field, losing the game 6-4. The Falcons faced off against the University of Alabama Huntsville on Wednesday. The team lost both games and continued on to play Georgia Southeastern on Saturday. The Falcons were defeated 4-2 in the first game against Georgia Southeastern, but bounced back during the second game, winning 7-4. The team will play the University of North Alabama this Wednesday and Georgia College this weekend. The UM women's softball team played Lander College in a double game this Saturday. The team lost the first game 4-3, but bounced back during the second game, winning 9-4. The Falcons also faced off against the nationally ranked University of North Alabama, but was defeated in both games. The team will play the University of West Florida this Wednesday and Columbus State on Saturday. The women's tennis team played Clark Atlanta this Tuesday and won 7-2. The team faced off against nationally ranked Flagler College, but was defeated in the conference match on Saturday. The team is set to play Christian Brothers University this Saturday. The women's lacrosse team was defeated in both games that they played this week. On Tuesday, the team played Birmingham Southern University and lost 21-7. And on Friday, the team played Tennessee Wesleyan and fell 22-16. The team is set to play Emmanuel College this Saturday. And that's a look at this week's sports.
Thanks, Elia. Food, sleep, and math lovers rejoice.
Today is National Chip, Nap, and Pie Day. Pi Day is celebrated on March 14th because the date mimics the first three digits of the mathematical constant pi, which is 3.14. National Nap Day is also celebrated today. It's observed the day following the return of daylight saving time. And grab a bag of your favorite chips and celebrate National Chip Day as well. Potato chips were developed in 1853 after a chef thinly sliced and fried a potato to satisfy an unhappy customer. So ditch your diets and celebrate today by having some chips and a slice, or maybe two, of pie. And catch up on your sleep. So, do y'all celebrate chip and pie and nap day?
I'm going straight to the grocery store after this and buying all three.
I might celebrate National Nap Day.
Yeah.
Take a nap.
I just started a diet today, so I can't have either of those.
Well, just ditch the diet,
But it's a cheat day. It's the first day. So you can't really cheat the very first day. That's all the time we have for this week's show. Thank you so much for joining us.
For more UM news from MassCom student reporters, be sure to check out the Falcon News Network blog. The web address is on your screen. We'll see you again next week.